And that is it from the News at 10 team for tonight. Now let's join our colleagues for the latest wherever you are. From all of us here, good night.
Thanks, Jane. Here in the East Midlands, I'm Nora Fakeem. First tonight, a woman and a man have died in a house fire in Derbyshire. Neighbours have described seeing flames coming from the top floor of the three-storey building in the early hours of this morning. A third person managed to escape the blaze in Chesterfield. Simon Hare reports.
The ferocity of the fire was all too clear to see from the roof of the three-storey house. Tragically, a 65-year-old woman and a 31-year-old man were declared dead at the scene. The house stands on a small estate next to the busy A61 on the southern edge of Chesterfield.
We received multiple calls to this address at 0245. Tragically, 2 people have lost their lives. We worked really hard to try and save those people in the property. Unfortunately, we couldn't do that. Several fire engines attended and we managed to extinguish the fire.
A number of neighbours have told me they were woken up by noise from the fire and were greeted by the sight of flames coming from the top storey. A third occupant of the house, believed to be a young woman, had been brought to safety.
A joint fire service and police investigation into the cause of the blaze is underway, but initial findings haven't found anything to suggest it was suspicious. Last night's stormy conditions also hampered the firefighters.
We had high winds and that was pushing the fire across, but crews worked extremely hard to stop it spreading to adjacent properties. There is some damage, but we worked really hard to prevent as much damage as possible.
The fire service says it'll have a presence in the area for the next few days, and it's happy to advise anyone on fire safety, including tips on how to ensure you have an escape route should you suffer a similar late-night fire. Simon Hare, BBC East Midlands Today, Derbyshire.
Exactly 6 months after the start of the conflict in Gaza, there's been renewed calls for peace. A gathering was held in Nottingham's Old Market Square today, with Jews, Muslims and other communities coming together to call for an immediate ceasefire.
I think it's important to stand up for peace between Israelis and Palestinians. There will be no peace until both people are a free people in their own homeland.
I'm a British Jew who's also an Israeli citizen. I have family who live there. They understand by living together there's a majority in the country who share more than divides them.
We want an end to occupation, and we're here as Jews, as Muslims, as Christians, as atheists, and we all stand with humanity.
Some sad news from the world of football now, as the former Nottingham Forest manager Joe Kinnear has died at the age of 77. Kinnear managed the Reds for 10 months in 2004, but was diagnosed with dementia in 2015. A statement announced that he passed away this afternoon, surrounded by his family. And finally, families have been taking a last look around Leicester Museum's wild animal display. The Wild Space Gallery houses around 100 stuffed animals, many of which were preserved more than a century ago. The City Council closed it permanently today to make way for a new cafe. Here's the weather now with Rob.
Hello there, it's looking fairly unsettled as we head into a brand new week. Overnight we do have some showers just lingering around, then we have a brief clear spell during the early hours of Monday morning before more cloud starts to build in towards the early hours of the morning. Temperatures then down to around 10 or 11 Celsius, so still fairly mild, fairly blustery out there as well. The black wind roses showing the wind gusts possibly up to around 40 miles an hour at times. So still unsettled as Monday comes around. We do have a brief clear spell, some cloud building in at times as well. We will see some sunshine, perhaps a glimpse of some blue skies before a heavy band of rain starts to move in towards the evening. Temperatures then up to around 15 Celsius. Those blustery conditions easing slightly as we head into Monday evening, but the outlook for the rest of the week, still low pressure in charge on the back of Storm Kathleen, so it's still very unsettled but looking warmer.
That's all from the late team. Have a great evening. Goodbye.